Florida woman is facing charges after receiving a paycheck overpayment of $414,000. No one is ever going to find out. She spent half of it on luxury items, bought a food truck, and sent $100,000 to her mother abroad. No one will ever find out I was overpaid $414,000. Let me go ahead and just spend it. Oh, it's a receptionist, so what? She's probably making like 50, 60 a year, maybe. She claimed to believe they were part of her job bonus. Just an extra $400K in there. 29-year-old receptionist at Palm Beach Equine Clinic is facing charges of grand theft and money laundering after authorities say she spent hundreds of thousands in misdirected salary payments that were never meant for her. They'll never notice. There we go. Look, nailed it. $60,000 salary. She just thought shit. Yeah, the extra 400. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I thought they liked me a lot there. The vet, whose info was mistakenly linked to her account, went unpaid for nearly a year with, oh my God, it went a year without anyone noticing. She probably sat on it for a week and then said, oh, you know what? I'll just buy a food truck. Was she the head receptionist? That could have been why she thinks she deserved a bonus. She allegedly spent the extra cash on luxury goods from Coach and Michael Kors, furniture, restaurant meals, and thousands in Zelle transfers to someone listed as Mama Dukes. Reports also state she used $80,000 to buy a food truck for a family friend and sent a significant amount overseas to Argentina to build a house. Oh, she's gonna flee. Pretty sure they extradite from Argentina. Rua eventually confessed after being confronted by the unpaid veterinarian, who only realized something was wrong when their credit cards were declined and she reviewed her accounts. Roughly $200K of the $414K overpayment remains unspent. Arua admitted she would be unable to return the full amount, including the $100K her mother sent abroad. She's currently being held. Yeah, that's one of those people we're probably going to notice is gone. But I mean, that vet went a year without noticing she was missing $400K. I feel like I would notice that pretty quickly. Oh, this one is nutty.
The best medicine is delivered.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Well, guys, I don't have the...
Seattle, a thug under a bridge jumps out in oncoming traffic, holding a weapon and carjacks an idiot who stopped for him. His comrades meet traffic from the other direction. I would have ran this over so quick. Right there, that aggressive stance, you can see something in his hand. Gas, 100%. Yep, right there. Nope, not stopping. Someone who listens to that music, probably. It's wild that these people survive. Yeah, dude, even, it says he got carjacked too. He even got out of the car and gave it to these people. Yep, right there. Here comes his voice. Not stopping. Surprised the guy wasn't screaming Free Palestine or some shit. Oh, this is crazy too. California residents who launched fireworks for the 4th of July have tickets incoming in the mail thanks to police drones that were taking note. One resident, for example, racked up $100,000 in fines last summer due to the illegal use of fireworks. If you think you got away with it, you probably didn't. What may have been a $1,000 fine for one occurrence last year could now be $30,000 because you lit off so many. So here, this is f***ed up too, right here. Homeowners who weren't even present at the property also have tickets coming in the mail due to the social host ordinance. That seems a little bit unconstitutional. Right there. Due process and all. Good old California. Yeah, that's in LA. I think I saw this. One man swings at the officer. So I think these are Chicago. I think these are the unarmed security guards that work the rail lines in Chicago. Exactly. Unarmed in Chicago working security, which let's go over to Hey Jackass real quick. What's going on in Chicago? Year to date, 954 people shot in Chicago, 185 killed. The police probably did almost every single one of those because the police, am I right? Let's see, police have killed, police have shot, where are you at? Did I pass it? Right here. Police have shot 11 people this year. 11. Killed 11. Didn't even kill them all. Killed 5. But in Chicago, we have 954 shot. This is a great website. I've been using it for years in my videos. And they keep updating it. Someone's working pretty diligently to keep this going. It'd be heyjackass.com. All right, I haven't watched this video yet. Chicago has some of the strictest gun control laws in the entire country. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah. Yeah. Here, I'm not gonna show that part. Damn, dude, they got the cop on the ground and they're just pounding them, throwing trash. Jesus Christ, you can't really see it. Damn, dude. So the cop's in the corner over here now with the dog. So you see a dude just like grounding and pounding. Not a cop, excuse me, security guard. So Yeah, they're just like 5 people pounding on the security guard. Then look, dude picks up a trash can. And slings it. Yeah. Damn,
You got
dude.
one dude pushing back 2 security
Trash
guards.
can.
What the fuck is this? Come on, guys. Come on.
Nope.
You
The
gotta
cops
do
are the
better
problem.
than this
Good
shit.
guy, Mr.
Come
Guys in
on.
Gear. Oh, jeez. I'm going to put this in the main channel video. There's a G-Wagon running from the cops, and the cop tries to pit it, but
Bullshit.
then, here, just watch this. Why do you keep pressing down the gas and turning? Completely missed the pit, but then gunned it anyways right into a building. Oh, was that LA? That was LA, wasn't it? That was definitely LA. Yeah. Let's see the circumstances of that. No, not LA Pit Barbecue. Get out of here, you. Get out of here. I just saw it over there. Did the cop survive? I'm pretty sure the cop's good.
And more breaking news for you here tonight. A police
The G-Wagon was flipped, though, eventually.
SUV crashing during a chase, slamming into
it's
a
on fire,
Pasadena
watch out.
business.
Mike Rogers back on the desk. 3 vehicles involved in this crash and an innocent driver hurt, Mike.
Yeah, this was a G-Wagon allegedly stolen out of Glendale this morning. LAPD picked it up in the South LA area by Newton Division officers. When they caught up with it, they chased it into Pasadena, tried to do a pit maneuver.
Keyword tried.
There you can see the moments the LAPD car slammed into that building after trying to conduct that pit maneuver, something the airship had been pushing for to bring this to an end, given approval by the watch commander to do. You see he just misses the back end of the bumper there going into the side of that business. Now, we know that the officer was okay. We'll show you some more video here, the aftermath of it. SkyCal overhead, as you can see the cruiser pushed in to the side of the building there. It looks like one of those kind of buildings where it's
They're going to get ragged on by everyone at roll
Kinda,
call
it
forever.
kind of seems as if
gives a
maybe
little
his
bit there. We don't think there was a
tire-
A Yankee Clipper.
ton of
It kinda
structural
seems
damage.
as
There you
if
see the
maybe his
officer
tire
sitting on
was
the
pushed
curb. He was
back
checked out
further.
by the fire department, taken to an
Pay
area
attention
hospital
to whenever
just for
he
evaluation,
ran
but certainly
into the
looks
wall.
standing and okay at the point. Was reportedly
Yeah, the Prius did more to pit the G-Wagon than the LAPD.
If you're still buying generic Viagra
Oh,
from
sorry about
Walgreens
this,
and
guys.
CVS, you
Yeah,
have
it
to
was
stop
commercials.
right now.
There's Doug hiding upside down, showing his nuts to the world. Oh yeah, it's 7-Eleven, guys. So you have free Slurpees today. Oh, 98th birthday? Damn, I didn't know 7-Eleven was that old. The Game Boy cable come in? Let me check real quick. Is California going to be designated as a PvP server? I don't know, man. Let's see. Cable for the Super Nintendo. You can soon buy AR-15 for good price in Sweden. They're going to ban them soon. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I wanted to show you guys this one. Tell me what you think of this. The comments are absolutely hilarious. So I'm going to guess this is Utah. That looks like Utah. And you got a bull out there with his
I'm
little,
gonna guess
his little
Colorado,
harem of cow
or maybe Iowa.
just chilling on the golf course. Why doesn't it fit on stream? So this is my Twitter button. So when I go to Twitter, go up like this, so they're bigger. But when I go to the corner, you know, you can't see them very good. But then I zoom in right on them. But this, okay, so you got the bull right here, and he's got his brothel or his harem. He's got all his hoes, his hoe cows right here. And then this guy's like, he's not chunking golf balls at him. He's just kind of lobbing them if it would load. There we go. So see, like gently lobbing them, which I don't know, don't f with the wildlife. But at the same time, he's not like whizzing, he's not driving them directly into him, but don't f with the wildlife.
If you want to keep hitting at the elk, I'll happily send the video into the cops.
Hoes don't exist in Utah. They're too more.
If you want to keep hitting at the elk, I'll happily send the video into the cops.
Like,
I would go ahead.
so on one hand,
It's a
golf
golf
ball
course.
just kind of like lobbing it would feel like a ping
golf
pong
ball
ball.
hitting a
On the other
elk
hand,
on the side
leave
of his body
elk
ain't gonna hurt
alone.
him.
But the comments are pretty funny.
Ever
on
hunted
this one.
elk?
I think gonna go. Yeah, like I wouldn't be upset
You
if
ain't gonna shoot
that
an
bull
elk
turned
with
around
22, I'll tell you that much.
and destroyed these people. Yeah, the guy released the video anyways. He probably
be
kept
going out there with
lobbing
like a
balls
30,
at it.
30
Still
or
illegal.
something.
Exactly. Still illegal. The comments are what cracked me up about this one. Elk during hunting season, some of the most elusive creatures on planet Earth. Elk during the off season, they are pretty elusive. I went hunting them up in Deseret 2 years ago with Brandon. Brandon lugged around a SCAR rifle over miles and miles of mountains. If that elk writes a statement and presses charges, that dude is screwed. I grew up on an elk farm, and that is the calmest bull among cows I've ever
If
seen.
you want to keep hitting at the elk, I'll happily send the video.
Shut up. So yeah, this elk, that's all his right there, and he's protecting them. So a younger elk or an elk that wants these will come fight him.
Into the cops.
Not gonna lie, the guy with the camera sounds like someone I never want to hang out with. That's totally not me aiming for the carts at Top Golf. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I aim for the carts at Top Golf too. I know you all do it. Plot twist, the cameraman is an elk too. These are the rare breeds of elk that are exclusively on a golf ball diet. His wife's boyfriend must be a cop. And this is what I was talking about. Bro is inches away from finding out how scary elk can be. They're pretty freaking scary, man. They are gigantic. Hold on, let me show you, for example, let me show you the animals. That's a cat. That has nothing to do with my story. Let me go grab something real quick. That elk is about the same size as this one I killed 2 years ago, right? I'm 5'11", 200 pounds. Yeah. They're nasty. Yeah, the span on this thing, they are not to be with. Not only they're huge, they're pure muscle. Moody was told 6 feet. 6 feet on Tinder. Shut up, twerk. I'm at 6 feet. I'm 6 feet.
Little
Remember watching the video of me killing it?
In Kentucky,
330 yards, baby.
They now have,
shot it 3 times.
And
it wouldn't go down. Like I hit it once right in the lungs.
Large population
and it looked up
caribou.
like it'd been bit by a mosquito. And just kind of looked around.
The elk and
then
caribou
walked over to the
actually,
Waller, which is it's a big pit. The Waller's a big pit of their piss and mud that they roll around in to get, it's like their perfume for the cows, so they get all stinky and stuff. And it walked over to the Waller, and it started kind of doing this thing. And so I hit it again, and it was still just doing this. And so I hit it again. So I gave it like 2 lung shots and then one a little bit above its shoulder. I kind of winged that one. And then it finally hit it. It was like, oh, bullets. And it fell over into the Waller. And this thing weighed like 1,500 pounds. So me and Brandon and our guide, we had to drag it out of this giant animal out of its piss, and
they released a whole bunch of
and it landed right in the Waller. So we had to get down in its piss and drag this thing out just enough to quarter it. It fell because I'm 3'2", 400 pounds. I did kill a hog with a knife. Went down to Florida, and it was a big ass hog. The dogs went out, grabbed this is my first time hunting, actually, ever. Dogs went out, these big ass pits with bullet or Kevlar vests on so the hogs don't tusk them. And they grab the pig by the face and hold it down. And then you go up with a big Bowie knife and you stab it in the heart. So my first time hunting, I shanked a hog to death with a big knife. Have I spotted the Good Girls in the Wild? We're in Florida. I can't remember exactly. There's a part of the video I'm leaning over the hog, and it was huge. It was massive. I couldn't get its heart really, so I'm like twisting and I'm stabbing it, and it throws its head back, and its tusk comes like this close to my eye, and you see me go like that. Almost lost an eyeball. Oh, sure, that hog tastes bad. True. I left the meat for the people that were working the hunt. It was so gross though, because they have these on both sides of them. They have basically armor. It's just like callous skin. This one was like that thick, but it was all infected from where he got into a bunch of fights with other hogs. And so I wanted one of those armor pads so I could take it back home, and me and Brandon make a video shooting it with stuff to see what would go through it. But when we went to cut it out and pull it out, he had been getting into so many fights. It was infected, both sides. And there was just pus and just stinky brown pus just oozing out of it. It was so gross. So we didn't bring it back home to Texas. Yeah, it was nasty. Oh, speaking of that elk, look what I have right here. Do you know elk is one of the only animals to have ivory? And its ivory is in it's like basically wisdom teeth in the back. Look, I got its little ivory wisdom teeth from the guy this guy I just showed you over here. Over there. Yeah, kind of neat. I said one of the only, not the only. I know elephants have ivory. Not all their teeth. It's just like these weird wisdom teeth they have. I said one of the only. God damn. The elephants have ivory? What? Should make a shaman hat out of that elk head? Nah, man, that shit was expensive to get that thing like that. They call it Euro mount, where it's just the skull. I need to hang it up in here. Why did you take the teeth? Those two specifically because they are ivory. He still has his teeth, not those two. I like to use the term freedom mount instead of Euro mount. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get me some McDonald's chicken wraps today and get some freedom fries with them. McDonald's French fries with barbecue sauce is probably one of the best things ever. You'll have a heart attack, but
McDonald's French fries.
I haven't eaten McDonald's in forever. I might order some McDonald's and eat it on stream in front of you guys.
With the side of I don't know if they still make it. If they even have it at McDonald's anymore, but the cheese sauce.
Oh yeah, Diddy.
Bro, block that man. Sydney Sweeney.
Wendy's have on here?
So this fella wants to know where I get the money to buy these things. Okay, so first of all, let's not pretend that I own Lamborghinis and Ferraris, okay? Well, I do own an army tank, kinda. But anyways, to answer your question, I have several different streams of revenue, and that's how I buy these things. You see, I've been doing this whole social media thing now for 6 years. I've got almost 2 million YouTube subscribers. I make money off that.
That's awesome.
I've got 7.3 million Facebook followers.
Wow.
I make money off that. I have been touring all over the United States. I'm a stand-up comedian, doing about
That I
80
cannot do.
shows a year. And I
actually
average about
comedy.
1,000 to 2,000 ticket sales per weekend. So I make money off that too. Oh, and then I
Oh,
have
I'm gonna
merch,
joke
like
myself, I
shirts
mean.
and stuff.
Pretty
Even though I don't wear
much
shirts.
suck at comedy.
I also make money off TikTok because they pay pretty darn well for
Chocolate
videos over a minute long. Oh, and my wife is a nurse practitioner. So we also have her income. Oh, and I also have a secret OnlyFans account where I sell my wife's feet pics. She don't know that. But that's the biggest moneymaker. So hope that answers your question. Have a good one. So this fella wants to know where I get the money to buy.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Good to see everybody. Beautiful day out there today, huh?
You sure do seem happy. I mean, hell, you're early for the safety meeting. I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Well, I am in a good mood. I'll be honest, I think somebody else is about to get blamed for something I did, and there's no legitimate proof or way they can prove it wasn't them and was me. So, I'm on top right now.
You're terrible. You're terrible. But I do remember back in my younger days, we co-workers, we'd frame each other all the time for all kind of weird, stupid shit and just see how much trouble we could get each other in without getting caught. Oh, it was good times. Good times. Glad to see that's still going on.
That's good to hear you had some fun back in the day, Roscoe. I'll tell you the old saying's true. The job site never changes, the people do. You never felt bad, though, for anybody you know you framed and they actually got in some real trouble?
No, son. Let me tell you something. If you ain't calling me from the phone at the county jail, you ain't in real trouble. So, if they get mad, fuck them.
Same way I feel. I'm glad we're connected on
I mean,
this.
that's how
Hey,
it
you know
is.
what? It's kind of
Like
hot in here.
you're,
I'm
you're
gonna go
a
run
grown
grab a
man.
Gatorade real quick before the meeting starts.
Can't get
I'll
in
be
trouble.
right back.
I ain't your mama, son. You ain't got to tell me where you go. You better hurry up, though. Meeting starts in 3
Person who
minutes.
gets trouble from his law.
All right,
When you get in
okay.
trouble at work. you
Oh, hey, what's
get
up, new
fired.
guy? Hey, do you want a Gatorade?
Heck yeah, Ricky, I'd love a Gatorade.
Then you should have bought one before you came over here, dumbass. Ah.
Oh, okay. Okay. What's up with him? He seems unusually happy. I don't know, son. I think he framed somebody for something he did, and there's no way to prove that it wasn't him. And I'm sure you'll find out about it soon, because I'm sure he just framed you for something. So let's just wait and find out. Framed me? What are you talking about? He framed me. I didn't do anything. Look, here comes the boss man. We'll get this cleared up quick. Hey, how you doing today, boss man? How am I doing? Not too fucking good, new guy. Let me tell you right now. I'm tired of the bullshit that goes on this job site. All these grown men, these adults, cannot seem to let it sink into their little bitty fucking peanut brain that they can't do dumb shit and think it's okay. It was not me. I know it wasn't you, because you're not smart enough to do it. So what do you have to say for yourself, old man? Hey, whoa, now. It wasn't me. Okay, it was not me. Look, I'm gonna make a phone call. Ricky did it. I know he just told me he did it. Let me call him. I'm sure he'll explain everything.
Red Gatorade, blue Gatorade. It's not the county jail. Maybe a yellow Gatorade. Hey, what's going on, fellas? Good to...
He said it's not the county jail. That's good. Good stuff.
Avon's just growing. It used to be a farm town.
Thank you, Matt. For more now, I'm going to bring in Steve Hilton. He's running to be the next governor of California. Also, Kennedy, the host of the Fox News podcast, Kennedy Saves the World, as she does 5 days a week. Well done. Here we go now from Rodney Scott. These are the juveniles found in the marijuana facility, almost all unaccompanied, one as young as 14. California, are you ready to partner with us to stop child exploitation? That's one point. Alicia Finley takes it a step further in the Wall Street Journal. Governor Newsom's politically dubious defense of pot growers. Marijuana is not as popular in middle America as in California. Is this any way to seek higher office? You live there, you're looking for that office. What do we need to understand about this raid from last week?
So first of all, on the legal point, Bill, these people in charge in California now, Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass in Los Angeles, they are failing to enforce the law, not just federal law. The point that people forget is that even California law, even the sanctuary state law that they hide behind, has a section in it which I've read and I would enforce, which says that when you're dealing with criminals who in the last 15 years have been convicted of a crime, a long list of crimes, not just violent crimes, all the ones we've seen with these guys from the pot farm, but even things like drug possession, illegal firearms, long list of crimes, you have discretion to work with ICE in order to get them out of the country. And so all of this could be avoided if we had people in charge who would just enforce the law.
These people right here, right here, right here, right here, throwing rocks and shit at the cars, at officers, enforcement officers, or agents, as you want to call them. They're still officers of the law, are going to get shot eventually because people are going to be fed up with that bullshit and they're just going to shoot them. Their officers, their lives are getting threatened. They're throwing rocks. It doesn't matter if you punch them or if you throw a rock at them. That's still threatening the life of an officer, and they're going to have every right to shoot you. And it's going to come to that here soon.
Their own law, never mind federal law. On top of that, where's the morality for these people? Never mind the pot. You have child labor going on there. So now you have Gavin Newsom so twisted by his hatred of Trump and his desire to pander to his base that he's defending child trafficking, some of these people child molesters. I mean, what is wrong with these people?
Kennedy, how do you see it as a Californian and somebody who pays attention to these issues?
As a Californian, I mean, I do think that there's clearly an area here where you have state officials and federal officials who are trying to do each other's jobs. And instead of doing that, because Gavin Newsom was really upset when President Trump brought in the National Guard, but at the same time you have federal immigration policy that the state is trying to dictate. So they're all overstepping these boundaries, and instead of doing that and entrenching themselves, find the areas that Steve is talking about and the most violent people and get them out of these communities. Like there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. We shouldn't push it till it gets to this point and it absolutely explodes all over the state. And in terms of like the pot businesses, the legal pot businesses, it's almost been impossible for them to operate because there's so many regulations and it's so expensive that it's actually much more profitable to run a black market operation.
Just do it illegally.
The raids are only going to get more often, I think, with the very beginning phase of this. Also in California over the weekend, J.D. Vance, the vice president, was with his family at Disneyland, and the governor hit him up on X. He said, "Hope you enjoy your family time, J.D. Vance. The families you're tearing apart certainly won't." He responded, "Had a great time, thanks." That is some major league trolling.
But that's what he does now. Okay, so Gavin Newsom has basically given up trying to do his actual job. As a result, I mean, it's probably best that he doesn't, because when he's doing his job, it's a disaster. We're the worst run state in America. But this is what he does now, this trolling. In fact, a week ago today, Monday, it was the 6-month anniversary of the LA wildfires. I did an event in Los Angeles pointing out that nothing's been done. It's still a disaster. Kennedy and I have talked about this. What's Gavin Newsom doing? That same day, he puts out from his press office, they're bragging about, because he's trolling President Trump, his social media followers are going up. That's what Gavin Newsom now thinks of as success for him. Not running the state properly, but boosting his social media.
He's not the only Democrat who thinks that too. But there's also this, in LA, continuing to do these cash payments, including to illegal immigrants. Here's Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, on this.
They send it back to their
But we also are going to have a reinstitution of the Angelino card, something that Mayor Garcetti started during COVID, that will actually provide cash assistance to people. Because, you know, you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash. It's a couple $100s. I don't know the exact amount, and this should be available in about a week.
And that's specifically for people who have been affected by ICE raids.
Well, at least they have homes. You know, people in Altadena, Pacific Palisades, and Malibu, they don't have homes and they don't have permits to build because Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass are letting insurance companies do whatever they want, which is not make any payments. So you can't get permits unless you have funding. Yes, and so these people have been.
Is that city money or state money that she's spending?
No, she's saying that it's philanthropy.
Yes.
But what that means is all these non-profits, which just as we've seen before, that ends up being funneled through. It's actually taxpayer money going to the non-profits. Then she said, oh, it's philanthropy. No, it's taxpayer money.
Yeah, it's philanthropy. We're going to oversee it.
By the way, at a time when she has $1 billion deficit in Los Angeles, $1 billion deficit, and this is where it's about. And the final point, she says, oh, this is for people who are too frightened to go to work. Why are they frightened to go to work? Because of her fear-mongering. The whole thing is unbelievable.
Well, but is it just fear-mongering that they're afraid to go to work?
I mean, it's ineptitude. You know, you have bureaucracies that protect the wrong people. And, you know, if people are afraid to go to work, maybe the system is completely broken. But what she's doing, you know, this money laundering and graft, it's not.
But it's, just very quickly, it's because
the situation.
If they cooperated, as I said before, the city and the state, they wouldn't need to go into the communities. And it would all be dealt with in a much more reasonable way.
Complex issues. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kennedy.
Yes,
nice
good
to see you.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
ICE just raided a Walmart and deported someone. Whoa.
Get back to work. I need you to leave. This is private
All the
property.
staff are kicking people out.
You need me to leave?
Yeah.
Why?
Escort her. Yeah.
According to ICE, the man seen by customers being taken into custody is illegally in the United States from Venezuela. The agents defended their use of the taser, saying that the suspect fled from arrest into the crowded Walmart, resisted arrest, and, quote, posed an immediate threat to the safety of agents, shoppers, and employees. According to investigators, the man had been in trouble with the law, even beyond illegal entry, claiming, quote, days earlier, the alien had been arrested by the Albuquerque Police Department for driving under the influence, resisting arrest, evading police, and obstructing an officer. Given this pattern of behavior, this individual is considered a danger to the community.
Doesn't sound like a nice guy, but there are some people who are very upset ICE has to go to Walmart to do its job.
This person says Davy Molina Pena was in the country illegally.
That's a
from
crime
Venezuela.
too.
They claim Molina Pena fled from agents on July 7th,
That's
running
so
into the
dangerous.
Walmart at Coors and I-40,
That puts everyone
leading
at
them
danger.
to tase him. City Councilor Clarissa Pena was there a few hours later. People stopped her, showed her the video, and expressed their concerns.
Seen the video. I was just in there, and I could have been in there with my grandchildren, and for them to witness something like that would be pretty traumatic.
Okay, so what?
Councilor
ICE was
Pena
supposed to
says
let
she
him
talked
go?
to a higher up at Walmart. She says they told her it's not their policy. APD addressed the video earlier today.
This incident to Walmart, we know that they deemed the individual a threat to public safety because they had been arrested days before and had fled from officers in a motor vehicle and endangered the public.
And he fled again
ICE
by running into
initially said
Walmart.
APD arrested him days before this incident. Court records show state police arrested Molina Pena early in the morning on June 26th. The police report says he ran from a traffic stop before stopping on Central.
So he's running in his vehicle too.
He was arrested for DUI, failure to maintain traffic lanes, no insurance, and evading an officer.
No insurance, evading an officer, fleeing, and not being of the right state of mind to operate a vehicle. Do we need any more of an explanation why people like this are getting arrested? But as you're about to see, Walmart's not the only place activists do not want to see ICE at all.
I was right on the scene as they arrived, and it was really a scary thing to witness.
An ICE operation inside a Linda Vista apartment complex.
Guys resisting.
A little too close to home for many residents.
Things started escalating from there. The screaming went back and forth.
The operation not
Whose
far
fault
from
is
the
that?
front door of Bob Hansen.
Just disturbing all in all. Hits home differently. We got a good community over here. Nobody causes any trouble.
Several people taking out their phones to capture the moment.
And my first instinct was to take my phone out and to take a picture or record anything to show that there was ICE presence. And
some, like this neighbor who asked to not be on camera, stopped short.
Unfortunately, I didn't feel like I had the right to record and not be subject to being detained myself.
Well, okay, when you're going to get this close to an officer and be right in their face while they're trying to make an arrest, yeah, you might end up getting detained, especially if you're impeding the takedown of somebody who's a menace to society and shouldn't even be here.
In the United States,
the scene still sending shockwaves of concern and even fear in this community.
Oh my goodness.
It makes me very angry.
Why?
And
what
I'm
if he's
scared
dangerous?
For my other neighbors.
We reached out to DHS for details on this operation. In a statement, a spokesperson told 10 News, ICE San Diego is actively investigating immigration crimes in San Diego County. Among the agents, San Diego police also on scene. The department says it received a 911 call to cover and maintain peace.
You guys seen that back there? Looks like an old International Scout. Nice. Anyway.
Peace and safety while HSI agents were in the area.
Thank God they showed
Local
up.
Activist Arturo Gonzalez rushed to the scene to record what he could.
Because these activists are rushing to the scene to record what they can and get so close that maybe somehow the person getting arrested escapes. Listen to this.
Local activist Arturo Gonzalez rushed to the scene to record what he could.
Seeing what was going on and knowing that someone that I had just spoke to on the phone was detained by ICE and they're an American citizen.
We have asked DHS if any U.S. citizens were detained during Wednesday's operation and have yet to hear back.
I'm definitely seeing a lot of families thinking ahead and planning for the worst, and that's all that we can do right now.
So you're supposed to believe from watching this that ICE went to an apartment complex and is trying to deport Americans, but that's not what's happening. Every time we get a story like this, it's because people got way too close and impeded an investigation.
Hey, let him go! Let him go!
Neighbors ran into the street Tuesday on Terracina Circle in Spring Valley to confront HSI agents making an immigration arrest.
Look how close they are. They're between the two cars.
They busted the window. They cut the seatbelt off of him.
Well, all he had to do was get out of the car.
And they started dragging him out.
When the daughter tried to intervene, the agents handcuffed her and threatened to take away her little brother and her 2-year-old son.
Okay, if you get arrested and your children are alone, the police have to make sure your children are in a safe place. And that's not something that this mother was obviously thinking about.
Later released at the scene.
So I realized that my son and my baby brother were in the house alone. And if they took me, they were going to be left alone and they were going to be
Thank you for thinking of what would happen to your kids if you got arrested.
Agents carrying the father and
this is the
placing
father.
him in the back of an unmarked pickup truck. Earlier that same morning, agents had arrested Manley's mother as she arrived at a downtown apartment complex where she works as a maid. The daughter confirms the couple crossed into the United States decades ago from Mexico.
Okay.
And were in the process of applying for a visa.
Well, that process doesn't take decades. What are we talking about, 20, 30 years? At a certain point, you've got to do things the right way, hopefully before you even come in. There's no excuse for this.
First of all, it's frightening. Second, it smacks of totalitarianism.
Really?
And authoritarianism.
Oh, come on.
Civil rights attorney Gene Iredale says he has concerns about the agents wearing masks.
Many times people mask up because they want to do something illegal or unethical and not be able to be identified. So
yeah, you just want to identify them so you can dox them.
A good person in a mask from a bad person in a mess.
I think it's pretty easy. They've got vests that say that they're Homeland Security, their badges are on the outside, and they're there arresting people who aren't in the country legally. What's the problem? I'm telling you, these protesters think they can get away with anything.
Fairview police say 62-year-old Linda Roglin and one of the protesters got into a verbal argument.
Okay.
It happened to be caught on video.
Flat fender. Oh, there we go. There's a flat fender. We know what that is.
A worker at a pizza shop across the street started recording the protest because he says he thought it was interesting, happening right outside the window here at Fairview and Anderson Avenues. He saw the verbal confrontation between the two.
I don't know what
like
they
he
said.
spit in her
They just say
face.
something to each other, and he spits in her face.
Oh,
he says he
that's
never
peaceful.
expected to see that. A protest organizer tells us she told that protester to walk away after hearing the driver tell him, "I love ICE." But the argument escalated. The guy spit at the woman, and that's not okay either, says Julio Torres. He says protesters need to avoid reckless behavior too, especially for some.
Yeah, okay, this is obviously very reckless behavior, and these people are attacking vehicles in the street, attacking the drivers of those vehicles. That's a terrifying situation. What do you think should happen to those protesters?
Back America, we're here with Stephen Miller, as you know, is a great advisor to the President, White House Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. Stephen Miller, to set the table, we're witnessing the greatest political and cultural power grab in the history of the West through this immigration process, the open borders, no vetting.
It's crazy.
No deportation. They have their judges in place to undermine everything our president wants to do. And now they've called out their violent militia, which they do from time to time, 2020 and other times.
It's terrible.
And they are trashing law enforcement yet again. They're trashing ICE. ICE is under attack like never before by the Democrat Party militia. What do you make of all this?
Well, you've laid it out perfectly, Mark. Let me zoom out a little bit and provide some broader historical context. The left has been trying to shove Marxism, socialism, and communism down the throats of the American people for generations now.
Yeah.
They ultimately were not able to do this during the Cold War because the middle class revolted against communism and Marxism and social engineering. The left shifted their tactics. The Democratic Party shifted their tactics to use migration as a weapon to break down the middle class and to gain political power and control in this country. They used migration to destroy our public education system, to destroy our healthcare system, to destroy wages and working conditions for the middle class of this country, and in effect, to destroy social and community cohesion. And then in that rubble, in that chaos, in that conflict, to then try to articulate the need for ever more government control, ever more government redistribution, ever more government power, and then to ultimately import voters to then support that agenda, to import voters who do not believe in limited government, who do not believe in the U.S. Constitution. And that is why you are seeing now this violent insurrectionist revolt by the Democrat Party against immigration and customs enforcement. You see.
Yeah, I mean,